The first part of this is what's new. And I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the features that we have in store for December 15th. These features are already live on your app, and there's a mechanism for switching the rules so that it acts as if it's December 15th. We'll go through that. I'll show you how the insurable to insured works. It's a pretty cool strategy that mortgage brokers use to get even a lower rate for their clients. So you get to hear about that. Then, of course, the updates to minimum down payment. Minimum down payment, as you know, will change on December 15th. And the estimated property tax feature that you can use if you want to generate a nice report or do some calculations for a property of which you're not sure about exactly how the property taxes work. This feature will let you estimate it. And then, of course, refinance analyzer, because rates are on the decline and everybody's wondering whether they should stay in their current term or break their mortgage and sign up for a new term. And right now it's an amazing time because certain lenders have window of opportunity where the penalties are not IRD, they're 3 months interest penalties. So it's a perfect window of opportunity for a lot of clients to switch and refinance their mortgage. So first thing first, December 15, 2024, what's new? Well, one, the mortgage insurance cap used to be 1 million. So less than 1 million requires mortgage insurance. Over 1 million requires 20% down. This has changed or will change on December 15th. As you know, you've seen it everywhere. Everyone's posting about it. But I'll show you a feature that you can enable to actually simulate that. And then we have the 30-year insured mortgages. Prior to August 1st, 2024, you couldn't get a 30-year insured mortgage. After August 1st, the government decided that first-time home buyers who are purchasing newly built properties can get a 30-year insured mortgages. Benefit of insured mortgages, of course, as you know, the mortgage is insured, so the lender has less risk because it's insured, so they can offer a better rate. But now December 15th come, any first-time home buyer and anyone buying newly built can get a 30-year mortgage. I'll show you how to enable this in the tool in just one slide. We're introducing here a new menu bar on top of the purchase calculator. So by default, it'll just say options, and tap on it. There's a feature here that says enable December 15 rules. Once you hit that, all the calculations are now using the December 15th rule, meaning that you can move up to actually 1.4999 And similarly, first-time home buyers is also another feature that you can enable through the menu bar. This will allow you to move up to a 30-year mortgage and still get it insured. I won't show this live on the app because it's really self-explanatory, guys. Just try it out and give it a shot. If you want to simulate December 15 rules, easy. Just turn it on. And if you're a first-time home buyer, you want to try the 30-year mortgage, insured mortgage, make sure you select first-time home buyer. We also did that in the purchase calculator on the desktop. So you can see that there's a little switch now here. Enable December 15 rules, it tells you about the details. Once you enable it, you'll be moving. This is to show clients that if come December 15th, this is what the opportunity looks like. Which brings us to minimum down payment, because obviously that's changed. It used to be something like the first $500,000 of the purchase price is 5%. The remaining up to 1 million is 10%. Now, after December 15th, when you enable this December 15 rule, you'll actually see the same purchase price, but with a different minimum down payment, which is now 5% of the first 500 and 10% of the balance up to 1.5. If you put them side by side, you'll see that for the same purchase price, 1.45 here, you would have required 290,000. Once this is enabled, it'll jump to $120,000. That's $170,000 difference. And on the desktop tool, in the compare side-by-side desktop version, you can actually see the differences perfectly here. So we got two scenarios here. You can see the minimum down payments are switched. just because I enabled this December 15 rule. Here you can create a nice report showing the client, hey, December 15 onwards, this would be a required minimum down payment. Huge. Now, one thing to note is this insurance premium is crazy, $53,000. Hey, that's the price to pay for an insured mortgage. So there's actually a premium even more if it's 30-year mortgages. So here's a situation where a client is putting down 20%. So they have plenty of down payment. Purchase price is less than $1 million. So that's considered an insurable situation, meaning that there's enough down payment that the lender doesn't require insurance. You don't need to put 20, you don't need to buy insurance, but it's less than $1 million, amortization less than 25 years. So technically, client can purchase mortgage insurance. And the benefit of that is that you can actually purchase mortgage insurance, becomes an insured mortgage, and you get a better rate from the lender. And not only just for this term, for the life of the mortgage. So second term, renewal comes up. Guess what? You're getting a better rate. So over time, the savings is substantial. And that's what I've seen some of the top brokers in Canada using this technique to get a better rate. Of course, you gotta make a few phone calls, get mortgage insurance involved, get CMHC involved. But on the app, previously there wasn't a way. If it wasn't insured, if it was 20%, we automatically said it's uninsured, no mortgage insurance required. But now we have this new feature where it detects insurability and it adds a button for you, add mortgage insurance. So you can use that to, boom, calculate mortgage insurance premiums, add it to mortgage balance, do the whole thing. So it becomes a insured product. And you can show your clients, hey, if you were to go insured, you can get a better rate at that time. If you want more, guess what? Just tap on that value, that mortgage insurance value. Will open up a new screen for you where you can actually change the insurer. Because CMHC is not the only insurer in Canada, right? We have two other ones, Canada Guarantee and Sagan. And Sagan has a business for self premium, especially for BFS. And you can use this menu to switch the insurer to Sagan, for instance. All right, we get to the next feature, estimate expenses. Some of you may have seen this. It was pretty hidden for a long time until we're now exposing it. So this will estimate expenses for the property. Let's say you don't have the details of the MLS and you just want to get rough estimates and do some calculations with it, like what's the total monthly cost. So instead of guessing what the property tax would be, we have this estimate button and estimate expense button here that will let you do that. And all you do is you tap on this. This is in the purchase calculator, by the way. Tap on this, set the purchase price, set the location, and the mill rate, tax rate, is automatically updated for you, and you can just estimate proper property taxes. And then when you're done, button says copy to tool, boom, it puts it back into the purchase calculator. And it's not just in the purchase calculator, we also have it in the required income and some other places on the app. So look out for that button, estimate. All right, guys. So I have a projection of my phone on this side, you can see. And on this side, I have my slides. What I like to do is I like to run through a scenario where we have a client who's got a current mortgage and we're wondering whether they should break their mortgage. Does it make mathematical sense to break the mortgage or not? So here's a scenario, and really that's all the information you need. And I'm just going to start up the app, of course, and we're going to look for the app, for the tool called Refinance Analyzer. This is part of the Pro version. So if you don't have the Pro, you won't have this tool, but I guess you can still watch and see if it makes sense for you to upgrade. If you're part of an enterprise app, so a branded white labeled enterprise app, then you definitely have the Refinance Analyzer. So look for the card Refinance Analyzer, and let's do a start new. This will create a new scenario. All right, first question. What is your current property value? So this is a guess. You can use tools like House Sigma to come up with this number, or if you're a real estate agent, guess what? You can do your research, your CMA, and market research and kind of estimate the property value. Go next. Remaining balance. This is your remaining balance of the mortgage. So once you put in the number, you also get to see the available equity in that property. And it's very simple formula. It's taking that 80% of the property values and subtracting the mortgage balance. That's how much you can borrow so that you get to 80%. That's it. So it's $264,000. Let's go next. So here you would put in the client's current mortgage, and it's a 5-year fixed year, or it was a 5-year fixed, semi-annual. I can tap in here and customize this rate that they have. Current lender, let's pick Scotia, for instance. What's your current mortgage payment? So every consumer should know that. They don't necessarily know their remaining amortization. That's why the question is not there. It's the payment. That's really all we need to actually reverse calculate the remaining am. So this is your maturity date. This is the date of which the term will end. It's a very important number, actually, because depending on how long they're left in their term, we can decide how much they would be saving. The longer the wait time, the more savings. If there are savings, it will accumulate more savings, obviously. There's two ways to enter this detail in. One is either you know the date, or you can switch it to month and put in the month. So in our case, it's 48 months. And when you switch to date, it'll show you the actual date. So today, October 2028. So 1 year has passed. We got 4 more years left into the mortgage. Great. Let's go next. The debts to consolidate. So there's a little very powerful debt consolidation feature in the refi, which I will show you how to use at a later time. But we're going to consider that you haven't spoken to Sally yet. You've just running some numbers for Sally, creating a nice report in order to start initiate the conversation with her, right? So this is what we are assuming. Once you have a conversation with Sally, you can actually now ask other questions and see what the credit card balances are, if there's a car loan, and then you can consolidate those debt and even further impress Sally with your numbers. Okay, but let's go. I have no debts for now. Prepayment penalty. This is a very challenging, very tough number to get because even the lender themselves don't know it. So what we've done is we've gone to the Scotia website. We've got a rough estimate of the prepayment penalty of this situation. So I'm just going to use that. What will your new mortgage rate be? Well, we're going to offer Sally a lower rate, 4.49. If you're looking for other rates, we have it down here. You can try see more rates to see more rates from different lenders. All right, let's go. Taking out equity is awesome because if you remember, we had 260 some thousand. Now we have 256 because we rolled in the penalty. The $8,000 that I put in, it's now rolled into the mortgage and available equity is less. And let's talk a little bit about these 4 options here. So there are 4 options, and these 4 options will help the app to optimize for the best solution ever. And also the presentation is slightly changed. For example, lower my interest will not extend amortization because you want to lower the interest. Lower my payments, it wants to lower your payments, so it's going to maximize the amortization, maybe push it to 30 years. And if you're hitting pay off my mortgage sooner, it's going to try to, if there's cash flow, positive cash flow, because we have a low rate, so the payments are less, that difference is going to apply it as prepayment, which ultimately decreases the time to pay off the mortgage. Okay. Let's just choose this, lower my interest. And then we're gonna choose a name here, Alex. Not Alex. Who's Alex? Sally. And let's give it a purple here. So once I hit finish, I'm gonna see a summary of the results. Yes, refinancing will save you interest. Exactly $11,000, 11,461. Okay. And your break even point is 21 months. Next, we got your payments. So because we have lower rates, guess what? Our payments are lower too. Makes sense, right? So this is how much lower it is, $274 per month. And then your paid off time is the same because we didn't change the amortization. We kept it as it is, 24 years. Because, you know, if you remember, you started off at 25 years, 1 month, 1 year passed, and 24 years left. Okay. Once I hit finish here, I'll get to see the tool in its entirety. And you can make changes to them. You know, you can use the slider to see what is the maximum rate that I can offer that's still a win. So this number is positive. That's your savings. And then what is the maximum penalty that the person can endure before it becomes not a winning situation? So you can actually use the slider to gradually move and make it red. So let me put the numbers back, 8638, and tell you a little bit about this graph. Because this graph explains the entire refi perfectly. And it goes something like this. At the beginning of time, as of today, we incur a cost, $8,638 plus any interest from today until the end of the new term. That's our cost initially. So every month, month by month, goes by, and our interest savings are recovering our cost, the offset, to a point that we hit the break even, which is exactly at this point. And if you move the slider over, you'll actually feel a little bit of vibration on your fingertip. And it's pretty cool, like feels good. Break even right here. Boom. Haptic feedback, it's called. Okay, from this point on, anything I save, it's my true savings. I'm not recovering any more cost. It's like really, really saving, true savings. And then you go all the way to the blue line. That's the end of current term. We have 48 months until renewal comes up. I can only calculate until that time because I don't know what the renewal rate will be. So I can't really tell you what the savings will be beyond the end of term. So that's why I just stop and I calculate until the end of current term. If I can prove to you that you are saving within the current term, that's it. That's a win right there. If I were to say you're going to win after the end of current term, you could have said, well, I could have renewed at like a 2%. What about that? Well, it's unknown territory for us right now. So it's anticipation speculation. This is a good situation, right? We can send a report to Sally and she's going to say, well, $11,000 worth it. So I'm spending $8,000 today and I make back $8,000 plus 11,000. So technically $20,000 I'm making spending 8,000. And what if it wasn't a good situation? What if you do the calculations and it's an IRD and it's, oh no, $20,000 penalty. This is not a win, right? Well, surprisingly, the average consumer in Canada has a $30,000 credit card debt. That's the average credit card debt. And well, everyone has credit card debt, right? So what we do is we do something called a debt consolidation. Sounds like a term you would see on a shady ad. Debt consolidation. Come in, people are like, what is that? You're gonna consolidate my debt? Like, what are you gonna do with it? This is truly a powerful tool if communicated properly. It's collecting a bunch of debts you have at high interest and then paying them off with a new loan at a lower interest. Some people think it's magic. They don't believe it's even possible. But here we are. It is possible. And we're going to turn this situation into a winning situation by just hitting edit down here on the app. You get into a section where you have 4 tabs. You have the current mortgage, it's labeled as current. You have your debts, you have your fees, and you have the new mortgage. So we want to do debts. Let's add a debt. Add new debt. The first one is a car loan. Every debt type is calculated slightly differently. So that's why there's these categories. Yeah, Jaguar. Let's put Jaguar. The autocorrection says January. Balance is for this car loan is 40,000. And we have an interest rate of 8%. And Sally is making $800 per month payment. So technically it's going to be over within maybe 5 years. Yeah. So you can see it's already improved. We had about $2,000 loss, or the savings weren't there yet, and now it's 750. So we're getting closer. Let's add in another one. The credit card here. Everyone has a credit card debt. 10,000, 19.99. And because Sally is a little bit pressed for money, she's not paying it off in like one shot. She's actually making small payments, minimum payments as she goes. So there's a minimum payment button here, interest only. You can just use that right here. Interest only, boom. And this is the minimum payment for this credit card balance. Ta-da! It's a win, $5,000. And we're breaking even in 37 months. It's no longer 21 months. It's a little bit later, but it's still a win. So you can see the graph here. It's like 10 months before, 9 months before the end of current term. We break even and we have all these savings, which accumulate to $5,000. And the new payment is $894 less because she was paying so much for the car loan and the minimum payment here. It's plus the mortgage, the lower mortgage. It's a win. It's definitely a win. So what do we do? Well, we consolidate $50,000 of debt here. We recovered $8,000 of fees. Oh, sorry. You know what? I should get back to my original one. What was it? Do you remember? It was 8. Yeah, here we go.
8636.
38. Thank you.
Oh,
And while I'm here, I want to show you something else. It's always great to show the client that you're going to recover their prepayment penalty, but it's more impressive if you say, hey, not only we recovering the prepayment penalty, but we're also going to recover your discharge fee. We're going to recover your $1,200 legal fees that you're going to pay off. And it shows that you are, you're looking at all aspects. You're not just skipping, trying to make the numbers work. You look at every detail there is. And if there's audit fees and appraisal fees you need to add in, please do here. Okay, let's see what else we do here. Yeah, so we recovered this. We recovered the other fees, which I was just showing you, the legal fees. We saved an additional $15,000 of interest, and I don't know why it's not. Did I change anything here? Well, I'll check it later. It's okay. Hey, we got more savings, right? We got more savings. And we lowered the payments by 893, but obviously it's 949 now. Something in here doesn't match up with my slides, but that's okay. But now Sally says, okay, great. Can I also have so much equity? So under edit, you can actually see under the new mortgage, there's an available equity of $204 still. So Sally says, can I take out some cash equity? And of course you can. We have this feature here. Cash equity takeout. Take out $10,000. And guess what? You still have savings. And that's how I got my number, by the way. So I'm still good. That's how she gets the 15,000, which matches with my slides. That's what I was missing. So look at all this. She consolidated all her debts, no more car payments, no more credit card balance. Don't worry about the prepayment penalty and its interest. Don't worry about the legal fees and the discharge fee. Don't worry about that. All will be recovered with the savings. Plus, I'm going to lower your payments, $893. And on top of it, here's $10,000 for a nice trip with your husband or wife somewhere beautiful. $10,000. All that we can do with just a refi. And to communicate this properly, yes, you can send a spreadsheet. And Sally is probably look at it and say, what is going on here? I don't understand a bit. Or you can send her a report that makes sense. And I know for sure this report makes sense because people have one deals with it. And to generate it, it's quite easy. Tap a button here. Right on top, there's a box with an arrow leaving and create a report. It'll give you a nice preview. You can switch the language to English, French, include a PDF, whatnot. But it will give you a preview. It's mobile and desktop friendly. So to show you that, I'm going to share. And by the way, you can share it anywhere you like. Facebook, LinkedIn, messages, AirDrop. You can even copy it, which I will do. And you can create, and you can paste it anywhere. It's a URL. And it'll give you a message when someone views it. So if you send it through text, and by the way, this is true for all the reports. Share them and you'll know when someone views them. So here's the report of the refi, current situation, very easy to read. Proposed solution. It's not a crazy spreadsheet. It's colorful, bubbly, interactive. And the numbers speak for themselves, right? This is your savings. And for the engineers and the science teachers in the group, we have a comparison table here. They want to know the details. You can show that, look, currently you're paying this much interest until the end of current term. Your debts are gonna accrue this much interest in the next 48 months. But what we're proposing is this much interest, which is much lower, and no debt interest, zero. So the total comes up to this. This is your payment penalty. Don't worry, we're going to deduct it from our savings, $10,000. And finally, you end up in total savings of $15,000. Your payment savings, that's there too. That's you used to pay mortgage payments and debt payments. Now you pay no debt payments. The total of it is much lower. All right, so your payments have been lowered, perfect. And your time comparison. And then finally, you got your prepayment penalty in a nice graph where you can see discharge fee, legal fees, and so on. And then the last but not least, the list of debts that we are consolidating. Of course, if they don't have your app, here's a QR code to install it, and you're ready to go.
There's 3 versions. There's a base version, the Pro, and the Pro Partners. The base version is the version that some people start out using. It was originally created for home buyers, so it is lacking most of the Pro features, but it does have the upcoming changes. The Pro version allows you to take that base version and turn it into a branded mobile app. We use cutting edge technology to allow you to provide your clients with a financial hub and empower yourself with modern marketing and analysis tools. So you add your photo, your logo, your contact information, essentially rebrand the app to take our branding away and make it your app that you can give to your clients. There's also a digital business card aspect to the app. This is really interesting. A lot of people use the QR code in their print materials. They add it to their business card. Anytime they're networking in person, if somebody asks for their contact information, they'll just pull up their QR code and let the client install the app. That way, they do receive notifications whenever there's an installation from those print marketing efforts. As well, when a client asks for information, you're not just giving them contact info, you're also giving them helpful tools that they can utilize. The app has a built-in feature that allows your clients to, well, you'll be notified when your clients return after 7 days of being dormant. So this is really helpful. We actually have some data that shows people have come back after, 18 months, 24 months, even 5 years. It makes sense. People have a 5-year term. They may not look at your app again until they're ready to revisit their upcoming renewals. So it makes your services more accessible to them even if it's been a long period of time. And of course, the app will let you know. This is also really handy for knowing who to follow up with. If somebody's going and coming back frequently, it's probably a good idea to touch base with that client. Certain tools have been designed specifically to be interactive with your clients. The pre-qualification tool is a perfect example of that because it asks the client very important questions that analyzes the important factors of pre-qualifying your client. Those answers are submitted to you in the form of a lead. So you can share the app and encourage people to become pre-qualified to find out their purchase price, and that will in turn generate information for you that you can utilize, and you'll receive a notification in the notification section under leads when you have a new lead. Ben already went through the refinance analyzer. Incredibly powerful tool, helps you to determine the break even point and the month. Some people even use it for determining the break even rate and the break even penalty. So they can say to a client or send an email to the client and say, hey, when you see an announcement that rates are hitting around here based on your situation, this is when you'll probably start to see some savings, and it might be worth your while to refinance at that time. And even in situations like Ben's demo, where you saw that there wasn't any initial debts to consolidate, there's a lot of agents that tell me they use the refinance analyzer to do a mortgage checkup. They're not even sure if this person wants to consolidate or needs to consolidate debts. They're simply going in, doing an analysis and saying, hey, what at the time that you got your mortgage, given the amount of months left in your term, it makes sense for you to take this into consideration. And then they'll come back and say, well, I would really want to consolidate some debts as well. So it gives you a really good excuse to reach out to your clients. And like Ben said, particularly this time of year and early next year, that's going to be really prominent in the news and in the markets. The Pre-Q2 is our next generation of pre-qualification tool. So when a client does the pre-qualification at home, the app will solve to the minimum or the basic guidelines or the base B20 guidelines for that maximum purchase price or for the purchase price. It's a safety net, right? We don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. But using Pre-Q2 allows you as the mortgage professional to do an in-depth analysis and determine the client's maximum purchase price amount. Using exclusive broker-only tools like being able to customize GDS, TDS, being able to customize and customize closing costs, simulate debt as paid off, gives you the opportunity to assess the whole picture and every aspect of the deal. This will also ask clients when they're doing a pre-qual at home if they have any current properties, if they have any rental income. This thus giving you a complete picture of the client's purchase power. And by the way, your realtor partners will love that aspect as well because they often have clients who are wondering if they can buy an investment property and if what their pre-qualification amount would be when you consider the lender or when you consider the rental income. You can easily add all liabilities and easily simulate debt as paid off. The app accounts for all of the closing costs. Land transfer taxes are taken into consideration, and you, as the broker, can customize those. The percentage if you want to, or you can go with actual. Anytime the closing costs change, the down payment will change because we're deducting from the available funds, and then it recalculates the maximum purchase price. The non-subject properties are a huge hit when it comes to Pre-Q2. Designed for real life scenarios, you can easily add additional properties, their monthly costs, their multiple mortgages, if there's HELOCs and expenses, and the app will simultaneously complete and compare 27 different lender rental worksheets for you and give you the analysis. So you can then assess, which one works best for my client situation, saving you hours of work, unlocks new opportunities, and Avoids human error. I'd imagine after even completing 1 or 2 of those, people get pretty tired because they're in-depth worksheets. You are able to generate a pre-qualification report, which is a single tap report, just like the refinance analyzer and all of our other tools. You're notified when it's viewed, and you can live update from anywhere right from your phone. Client View 2 is the next level of staying in touch with your clients and showing off your expert analysis. So when a client creates a scenario in the app, you can go into your Client View section in the admin panel and you can view the clients, their activities. You can actually find the real-time scenarios that they're working on, import them, make edits, and send it back out to that client. And of course, the desktop calculators. And I've already had a couple of people book with me to get set up with these as an add-on. You can now add the desktop calculators to your suite of tools that you can offer to your clients. They're client facing. They are also an excellent tool for those of you who prefer to work on a desktop. And most importantly, we have the branded property financing sheets. This is fantastic. You can brand it to yourself, partner only, or you can co-brand with up to 50 realtor partners that you will add once into your dashboard. And when you're ready to brand with the property, the location, and a photo of the property, all easily uploaded. When you're ready to brand it with the partner, it's one click, one time. So there's no more copy, paste, and add and situate it in Canva and trying to build a beautiful rate sheet. It's all done for you with up to 4 scenarios in the comparison tool. Desktop tools like you have never seen before, for sure. They're very, very premium tools. And I did get this question a few times throughout your presentation, Ben. We are soon to be releasing beta of the renewal switch calculator. So we're working on this at the moment, and we will let you know as soon as it's available for people to play around with it a little bit for free to see your feedback and your thoughts on it. Included in Pro Plus, you also have the co-branding opportunity with the app. So you're able to purchase additional partner codes that would link your app to your realtor partner app, ensuring that every lead that your real estate partner is generating comes directly through to you. It also introduces you to the client via the app. I also want to highlight our white glove support. We're really proud of this. It is our ongoing goal to always be there to help you when you need us. When you have the Pro Plus version, we will do a one-on-one onboarding meeting, so you don't have to have somebody else embed the calculators on your website or try to do it on your own. We will do that. I also offer coffee chats, so we'll do 3 or 4 of those, sometimes even 5, where I will show you a tool, walk you through how to use it, and then I'll give you a templated email that you can send to your database of contacts that will encourage them to install the app specific to that tool. We have our video showcase, our help center. We have in-app chats, weekly open office hours every Wednesday at 2:45 Eastern Standard Time. You can pop in with questions then. And I can also show you where our marketing assets page is, where you can borrow our visuals, our mock-ups, and some snippets to use for your social media marketing. We have one mission here, and that is to equip every Canadian mortgage professional with the tools and support that they need to build the business and success that they dream of. So if you would like to learn more or want a one-on-one demo with regards to these pro features that I just mentioned, you can scan here to book with me. And I will also post a link if you just want to jump right to it and upgrade your app. I'll post the link for you. So there's a pretty significant discount when you use this webinar link as opposed to upgrading in the app stores. I'm also going to post the links to all of those trainings that I mentioned. And that's it for me. Thanks, Ben.
Nice. There's no one to clap, so Nadine, here we are. Wait, maybe those thumbs are coming up soon. Yay! Someone's crying. There we go. That's crying laughing. All right, there's some claps coming. Hearts, thumbs. Woo! Amazing. Thank you so much. And right on time. You only did it in like 9 minutes. Love it.
Did it as quick as I could. And do we still have questions to cover?
Thanks. Thanks, Gabrielle. Wow. Since Gabrielle, would you like to say a few words? I always wanted to bring someone talking here. Let me get Gabrielle. Would you like to say a few words, Gabrielle? Let's see.
Hello.
Okay, Gabrielle, you have to introduce yourself. Are you a mortgage broker? Are you an agent?
I am a mortgage broker now. I only started in June, and I studied finance in university. And I remember I had to calculate stuff on my calculator to see the profit you make when you buy a rental property. And then I
Mhm.
discovered your app and it saved me so much time. And I was like, why am I learning how to calculate a mortgage on a
I hope you didn't drop
calculator with
out.
a app like this?
Oh,
And
that's amazing.
now
Yeah.
now I'm a mortgage broker and I use it to for the nice graphics. Yeah.
All right. Well, you just told me
Nice.
you've been using it since 2015. I hope you didn't drop out of school when you discovered the app. All right.
No, no.
Well, thanks. Thanks for your feedback. Thanks for your feedback. I always wanted to bring someone on and have a chat. It's always been me and Nadine. Thank
So
you.
I'm the first.
You're the first.
Wow. Well,
Thank
thanks for your app and your constant involvement in our careers. Like it's a lot of help. Thank you very much.
thank you. Thanks so much. All right.